Good afternoon, friends. Today I'm with the new topic, and the topic is what is metaphysical poetry. Because one of the important topic for the CTET as well as for the ASTET exam, as well as for also for the different universities exam. Now, what is metaphysical poetry? The meta means what? The word meta means as we know that beyond, and physical means what? Means nature. The it is concerned with the whole experience of man. We can say that metaphysical poetry is what? It is a concern with the whole experience of man. But the intelligence and learning seriousness of the poet means that the poetry is about the uh, profound areas of experience, especially about the love, romantic, sensual, and about the man's relationship with the God. Means we can say that the metaphysical poetry is all about what? It is about the man's relationship with the God, how man is correlated with the God. It is the thing, yeah, it is the what? It is the central idea of the metaphysical poetry, the eternal perspective and less extent about the pleasure learning. Metaphysical means what? There is a relationship between the spirit to the matter. Means what? There is a relationship between spirit to the matter or ultimate nature of reality. And metaphysical poems are lyrical poems. We can say that the metaphysical poems are lyrical poems, and they are brief but intense meditations characterized by the starking use of wit, irony, and wordplay. We can say that the poet of metaphysical poetry, they were what? They were in habit of using wit, irony, and wordplay, and while they composing the poem on, yeah, while they composing the poem, beneath the formal structure of rhyme, meter, and stanza underlying often hardly less than the for structure of the poems are. Note that there may be two or more kinds of argument in a poem. Means what? There is a two type of arguments in a poem, and the title is what? Two coys mistress. First one is what? The explicit argument, that is what? Marvels request that coil Ariel to his passion, and a stalking horse to the more serious argument uh, about the what? About the pleasure. The outward levity conceals a deep seriousness of intent, and you would be able to show this theme of carpe diem, means for the seize of the lady, and made clear in the third section of the poem. And now in the next part we will discuss about the what are the characters of the metaphysical poetry. So we can say that the following characters, because the use of ordinary speech, puns, paradox, conceits, because conceit is also about the metaphors. We can say that the conceit is as like as a metaphor, and the metaphor causing a shock to the reader by the strangeness of the objects compared. Some example: lover and a compass, soul and timber, body and mind, because these are the example of what? These are the example of metaphors. The exaltation of wheat, which in the 17th century meant a nimbleness of a thought. Means what? The exaltation of a wheat, because what happened in the 17th century, the people, the poet were fond of using the exaltation of wheat in their poetry, and it means that what? It means that the nimbleness of a thought, a sense of fancy, imagination of a fantastic, and originality in figure of speech or abstruse terminology, often drawn from the science or law. And often poems are presented in the form of argument. Means what? The metaphysical poetry, you can say it is also a argumentative poem. You can say that what? It is also example of a argumentative poet. In love poetry, metaphysical poets often draw ideas from the Renaissance or New Platonism to show the relationship between the soul and body and the union of the lover shows. But because in the next characteristics, the next character is what? In the love poetry, what happened? In love poetry, the metaphysical poets often draw on ideas, because they draw ideas on Renaissance and New Platonism to show the relationship between the soul and body and union of the lover shows. They also try to show a psychological realism when describing the tensions of a love. Means what? The poet, when used to of describing the tensions of the love, that they try to what? They try to use a psychological realism, And these poems are full of obscurity, which means what? Confusion and haziness of a common readers means what? Okay, we can say that the poetry of the metaphysical poetry generally, because metaphysical poetry generally uh, deals with confusion. The next point is what there are the few examples of some metaphysical poets. That is what John Donne, George Herbert, Andrew Martin, Henry Vaughan have written poems of the sun rising, the anniversary, the canonization, the valediction, nocturnal, upon a sky, which is the Jordan, the, uh, the Jordan, which is composed by George Herbert, the Pearl, which is composed by George Herbert. We can say that the John, Andrew Marvell, Henry Vaughan, and George Herbert, where the figures of the metaphysical poetry. So it is all about the complete video on metaphysical poetry. I hope you have enjoyed my video, and I request you please like and subscribe my channel.